This is a video to show you how to port forward and finally get FIFA working on the O2 wireless box or O2 broadband or this router if you have it. As you may have known, if you got this router, it has a problem, especially with FIFA. It doesn't connect you to 90% of people. Most of my friends I can't play with. When I try to join online, I have to try about 30 times just to join one game. It's pretty annoying. It's been like this since FIFA 2008. So I've been looking all over the internet for years to try and find the fix. I tried to buy other routers, but those routers are shit connections. They drop the connection every 5 minutes. So it's got its positive, this router, but it's also got its negative, that its security is too high. It doesn't let you connect properly unless you port forward properly. And no one could actually answer to me properly how to actually get the port forwarding working. It's easy to port forward, but it still wouldn't work. So this video would explain everything how to get FIFA working with this router finally. So first we start on the PlayStation. I want you to go to network settings on your PlayStation. Go to internet connection settings. So basically you're going to start a new connection. When it comes to selecting a method, you have to make sure that you select custom and not easy. Now it will ask you for wireless or wired. Pick the one you want. If you pick wireless, type in your password, web key, whatever it is, and all that. After you've typed that in, it will ask you. It'll come to IP address settings. Now this is where it's very important. You must make this manual and not automatic. Now when it comes to typing in your IP address, use these figures that I've used. Your IP address should be 192.168.1.116, right? Your subnet mask should be 255.255.255.0. Your default router, now I don't know if this will be the same for everyone, but I'm guessing it should be. If you want to find out your default router IP address, then go on your iPhone maybe or your laptop or anything that's connected to the router. Go to internet connection settings and you should be able to find somewhere the router's IP address. If you really can't find it, then Google how do I find out my router's IP address, and that's what should be entered into here. But I'm pretty sure it should more or less be the same for everyone. If it isn't, then just just to make sure. Your primary and secondary DNS, you should type in exactly what I typed in here. I'm not sure what this is exactly, but when I googled it, this is what they advised me, this is what I put in, and it actually worked. So after that, the next screen asks for MTU, make this automatic, proxy server do not use, and UPnP enabled. And then you just test your connection, and if the internet connection has succeeded, then this part of the tutorial was fine. So what we did here was we made sure that this PlayStation 3 always has the same IP address when you turn it on. I'll explain later why this is important in port forwarding with this router, but this is the bit that is missing for all you who tried to port forward but it still didn't work before. So this is the important part from your PlayStation. Now over to your laptop or computer, you go to your internet browser, which you should try to use Safari or Internet Explorer. In the URL, type in o2wirelessbox.lan. Don't type in www or anything like that, just o2wirelessbox.land on its own. When the login screen comes up, it's up to you to try and find in your login, because I forgot my original login, username, password, whatever. So I just use super user, and as the password I type in the serial number which is found on my O2 router box. So you can try this for yourself as well, but if it doesn't work, just Google how to log in to O2 wireless box and it should come up on Google. So once you've logged in, this is the main page. By the way, the areas which are black, I blacked them out because they contain the MAC addresses and I just didn't want to give it out on the internet. But the first thing you do is click on Home Network, which is over here. Once you click on Home Network, you click on Devices. And when the devices come up, now this bit is important. You're going to scroll through the list of devices and you're going to find the IP address which matches the one we typed in on the PlayStation earlier.
For me, the device name is called PlayStation 3, but for you it won't be. It's most likely to be one of these unknown number, letter, and letter. That's your MAC address, and it just says unknown because it doesn't know what the device is. The only reason mine says PlayStation 3 is because I changed this later on myself. So for you, don't look for PlayStation 3, look for the IP address. Now when you find the IP address, take note of that exact device name that is written with the IP address. You're going to need this later on. So write it down somewhere, take note of it. It's, like I said, most likely to be one of these unknowns. So look for this email address and what it's called. Once we've taken note, we scroll all the way to the bottom of this page and we click on assign a game or application to a local network device. Once we click that, we first make sure at the top of the page that the UPnP is enabled. Now we scroll down, and as we can see here, there is a create a new game or application. So we must first do this. When we click on this, it asks for a name. Name it FIFA 12 so it doesn't get confusing, and make sure you click on manual entry of port maps. Then click next. Now, when it comes to typing in ports, the only important part is the protocol and the port range. All this other stuff is not needed. So what you do is you look at in the list which I've put in the information box below. You click on if it's TCP or UDP or wherever it's called, and then from the port range, like for example the first one is 80 to 80, and then once you type that in, you click add. And then you type in the next one, then from port range whatever to whatever, click add, and you do this for the whole list. Once it's complete, you click on assign a game or application to a local network device. So you go back to this screen again. Now on this screen, when you scroll down, you have to click on the game name and find the game you just created, and it should be called FIFA 12. I've already used it, so it won't come up again, but it should be there. Like for example, FIFA 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. Now once you click on that and you select the application name, which was FIFA, you click on devices and you find what we took note of earlier. You find which device it was that is linked, that was your PlayStation 3, and then you click on that. Once that's complete, you click on add, and then you add it. That's it. The port forwarding should be done. So basically, yeah, that's it. When you pick the device and the game name and you click add, it should appear like, if I go back to it, it should appear like this. It should say FIFA 12 device PlayStation 3. This log bit is not important, and it should be able to unassign it. But that means it's assigned, and that means the ports have been forwarded for this game. So what you do is, for it to take effect, scroll up, click on O2 wireless box here, and then click on restart, which will restart your router. Your internet will go momentarily, so take note of that. So what we've done is we've made the IP address of the PlayStation 3 always static, and we've assigned port forwards for the FIFA 12 game for the IP address. The problem with this router was before that once you assign the device and the game, and because the IP address wasn't static of the PlayStation 3, every time you turn the PlayStation 3 off and on, the IP address will be something different. So this assignment would no longer be valid because this was valid to the IP address that it was before. So now we've made sure that every time your PlayStation 3 turns on, it's going to be that same IP address. You can also port forward for any other game in the future. You just do the same process, create a new game, and just type in the port numbers one by one. And once you've done that, assign it to your PlayStation 3 once again. Same steps. Hopefully it works. It has worked for me. Now I can play with friends that I could never play with before. And I hope I helped. Thank you for watching.